previous video, we set up this instance of OpenNMS, and now we're going to add a host into the system, the host that we want to monitor with OpenNMS. So let's go ahead and begin. I think we need to log in first, and I've used all of the defaults from the initial installation. So in your case, you would use proper password creation, best practices. Skip over this. All right, so this is the home screen of the OpenNMS. We see one host here that's already been added. I think I mentioned in the previous video that when the system's deployed, it automatically adds itself in. Whatever the system is that OpenNMS is running on, it automatically adds that into the environment. And this is all of these are all of the services that are being monitored: ICMP, OpenNMS JVM, and Secure Shell. These two databases are not running. I don't know why they're not activated like everything else, but that's not what we're here for. So let's go ahead and go back to home. And first thing we need to do is go into our gear button here. Just real quick, once the host is added, we'll be able to see the host of the system here, and we'll be able to see it here. So I have this OpenNMS instance. I have it located in Anchorage, Alaska, or Fairbanks, Alaska. So just I wanted to test out the map feature here, so that's why that's like that. And then we add our other node. It'll show up on the map whatever location we place it in. It'll show up on the map the same fashion as the local host server. Anyway, let's go into the gear button here. First thing we need to do is go into manage provisioning requisitions, and we're going to create our own requisition. We'll leave the OpenNMS in its own requisition name. Let's do an add, and we'll do name it whatever you want. For this demo, we'll just do test rec. We'll hit OK, and then we'll go into the edit button here, and we'll add our node, which is our host. And I have a client that's already been set up specifically for this demo. So we'll name that Fedora 1, and then we'll go over here to path outage, which just click through this. There's nothing we need to add here that's crucial to this initial host adding process. We'll go to interface, and this is where we'll add the IP address of the host that we want to monitor. And in this case, it'll be 44. That'll be the IP address of my client server. And from here, we can do an add service. So any services that are running on the system, the Linux system or the Windows system, whatever. In this case, our client's a Linux system, so we know that ICMP is running and Secure Shell is running. So let's go ahead and add those and then save this. And then we can move over here to assets, add an asset. This is where we'll put in the specific information for our server our host that we're adding. Let's go ahead and add an asset. And I meant description, not department. So let's go ahead and pick description, and we will say Fedora Linux server at New York Data Center. We'll save that. There it is. And let's go ahead and put the location of our server in the environment here. We'll do latitude, longitude. Let's cancel that. When you do add asset, latitude will be, and I have it here saved, so this will be the latitude. Go ahead and add the longitude to this. And all right, we'll hit save there. Categories, we can call it a server, I guess. There's our category options. And I guess if we want to get specific, we can Linux server. All right. There are tons of information that you can add into these each host that you put in. I'll get to a screen that shows kind of a listing of all that here after I'm done. So we'll go ahead and hit save. We'll hit return, and we'll hit synchronize. So it scans the environment and updates with all of the new information that's been added. Okay, and then we can hit refresh to update deployment. We'll cancel here. Let's do a refresh deployed statistics. Okay, and let's do a refresh requisition. All right. And let's go back to the home page. We have two hosts here now, the original one and then the one we just added. Let's go into here. So this is the information on our the host we just added. So we are monitoring the ICMP daemon service, whatever, in the secure shell service. And then we see asset info. So this is what I was talking about before. This is all of the information you can put in related to each host that you add into the environment. Lots and lots of information. So that's something you can look at and decide what to apply in the future. But that's gives a good listing of all the information that can be added to it. And let's go back home to the home screen. We have a 1 up here in the warning or in the notices. Let's go ahead and check that out. It says node added, which is the one we just added. And we can acknowledge that and clear that notification. And now let's test out our, let's go ahead and look at the map first down here. So we have our original server that's in Fairbanks, Alaska, and now we have our new system that's in New York. And there's also additional information you can add into this screen or this little bubble window thingy. And but we just put basic information in there for now. So let's go ahead and close this out, and let's go to the other map area up here. We have a topology map, which doesn't show a whole lot, and then the graphical or geographical map, which shows a larger version of what we just did. And so this gives the location of our nodes or hosts that we've added to the system. And also, if we'll show this when we test the alert configuration. But if we get an alert, it'll show up down here, and it'll show the host down here and what the alert is. And then you can do whatever needs to be done to resolve whatever the issue is. Let's go to nodes here. So we have self-monitor, and we have our test requisitions that we made. We put Fedora in the test rec. So let's just see what this does. Click on this. Okay, and Fedora 1, it zooms in on where the node is located. Let's go back here. Let's clear this. And let's go back. And it's not how that works. It's not the smooth way of using it, but let's go here to node 2. And the OpenNMS server that's running in Alaska, we can zoom in on that. And there you go, Fairbanks. Zoom in close as you want. Okay, and whatever, just mess with it. It works. A lot of features and functions inside of here. And but I think we've shown, I guess, pretty easily how to add a host into the system. There are 3 methods. There's automatic discovery, so where it scans the environment and identifies hosts that it finds on the subnet. Then there's another one that uses REST API, which I haven't looked into really. I mean, I have one host and one monitoring software running, so it's kind of overkill, but maybe in the future I'll check it out. And then there's the method we just used, which is the manual discovery, where you manually enter the host yourself and then configure the parameters. That's about it. Let's go back to the home screen. One last thing we need to do is test out the alerting. So we have secure shell and ICMP monitored. So let's go ahead and shut down the secure shell daemon, and then wait for this to detect the outage. Okay, so now we see that the alarm has gone off for the outage on the secure shell daemon. So let's go ahead and check it out. That's our server, and it's showing out. We look over here, secure shell outage identified on interface.44. Let's go back out here. View outage. Same thing. This gives us additional information on the alert. This is the outage notification, so showing secure shell service down and all of the details associated with that. We can go back to home, go down here, and we can see that we have our outage in our, so this is severity minor. I don't think so. Well, it could be. And then let's see what else. Yeah, we can start it back up. And then show that it clears. It looks like it takes about 5 minutes for maybe just under 5 minutes for the system to identify the alarm or the outage when we stop the daemon. It took about 5 minutes or so, somewhere around there. Let's go ahead and just start it back up. Let's watch the alert clear, just so we know that it's detecting properly when something's down and when it's not. Okay, and it's much quicker now that when it's restored the service. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Not a big deal. It's just want to walk through adding a host. Lots of parameters and lots of features and lots of additional details or information you can add in about the specific host that you're monitoring, and I guess work through it and see what you can do, and in your environment decide what you want to use and what you don't want to use. That's up to the individual. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.